In this demo, we are looking at uses of vibe and grunge, so you can expect a fair bit of Mike McCready, and through those riffs we shall explore the tonal goodness of this, the Uni-Vibe from Rockett Audio. It's high-end stuff, and if you hadn't have already guessed from the graphics, it aims to nail the original Uni-Vibe, right down to the all-analog photocell components. So you've got a bunch of knobs relating to the vibe side of the pedal, which we'll go through. You've got on-off, you've got vibe and chorus. You've also, though, unlike the original, got a couple of knobs here which relate to the built-in Digital Spring Reverb, and that has its own on-off switch too. Now, generally speaking, you would put vibe at the beginning of your chain and reverb at the end of your chain. So if you've got a lot of other pedals, they've basically included an effects loop, which is really cool. So your guitar goes in here, you daisy chain the rest of your pedals into the effects loop, and then that goes out into your amp, and you have your reverb at the end of the chain and vibe at the beginning of the chain. Neat. So let's check out some riffs. First up, clean tone. Now, let's check out the spring reverb first of all, because it is a very nice spring reverb. Nice, huh? Teeny bit of gain. So you get a rough idea of what's going on there. But before I get too carried away, we're going to look at some more Mike McCready goodness. The intro part was obviously Pearl Jam's present tense. I'm going to show you the Alive solo, or the intro to it anyway. And I'm using a bit of gain with this too, but these are the settings that I'm using on the Uni-Vibe. And with no gain, we have that, right? So I've added a bit of gain, and the first few bars don't actually have any Uni-Vibe. This bit. So all you're hearing there is just distortion and reverb, and then change pickup selector and hit the Uni-Vibe on. That bend is great, because you've got the pulse of the vibe, but if you slightly bend that unison bend, just ever so slightly, just flat, it really accentuates it, which I think is what he does. Now I've toned down the reverb a little bit, you know, still a little bit there, and less gain, but there's a bit more pulse to it, a bit more intensity, right? And I thought we'd have a look at a Mike McCready, Jimi Hendrix vibe, which is played by a little collection called M.A.C., which was Mike McCready, Jeff Ament, Matt Cameron, and Chris Cornell. There was a little Jimi Hendrix tribute album that came out, and they did Hey Baby, which has a cracking tone. It goes like this. Now, another grunge legend who's not afraid of using a load of modulation effects throughout his repertoire is Mr. Jerry Cantrell. And Goddamn, which I did a lesson for using this pedal, is absolutely superb. So for the main part, I've just got the reverb on. And then the Uni-Vibe comes on when you play that bit there, right? So you'll hear it come in. It goes like this. 3, 4. Now, if we move over to the chorus setting of the pedal, sticking with Mr. Cantrell, we're going to look at frogs. There's a really cool warbly bit in that, which really highlights, you know, the range of warbliness that you can get. So around the 6-minute mark, you'll hear. Now, sticking with the chorus setting of the pedal, I've calmed that down a bit, so you can get much more subtle tones as well. This is the clean tone. And then with the reverb. Just a little bit. And then with the chorus side of the pedal on. Now I'm going to show you a Temple of the Dog track to illustrate the kind of double repeat pulse that you get going on with the interaction of the intensity and chorus mix knob, okay? So both of those, if you max one or the other, you'll get this pulsy thing going on. So first with the intensity set at about 11 o'clock. So very nice, and I've taken the reverb off at this point, but check it out now when I ramp up the intensity. So it gives you that real fatness, doesn't it? I would totally have used it in this tune as well. Sorry, getting carried away again. Now, there's another really cool use of this effect in Screaming Trees Nearly Lost You in the solo parts, right? So coming out of there. You know, all that good stuff. Then if we had a little bit of gain, those solo fills go. And also. And then I think you have. You know, all that good stuff. And that's just an awesome solo tone, isn't it? So I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm going to play you out with a live track called White Discussion. It's got some really, really lovely vibe in it. It might be a rotor vibe, actually. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this sounds pretty good. See you again soon.